The galaxy didn't come to watch a fight. They came to watch a human break. The arena called the Halo Pit floated above a gas giant like a jeweled ring. Inside, 50,000 alien spectators screamed for violence, flashing credit chips like prayers. The champion, a towering alien war beast named Vorax Kal, paced the sand with 4 plated legs and 2 bladed arms that could cut steel like paper. Across the pit, the opponent stood quietly. A human girl. Her name was Mara Hale. Earthborn. Small. No armor heavy enough to matter. No claws. No horns. Just a dark braid down her back and calm eyes that didn't beg. The announcer, a silver-skinned Verin with a voice like a knife, laughed into the broadcast. Odds are 10,000 to 1. The Earthborn will not survive the opening rush. The crowd roared. Humans were still new to the wider galaxy. Most species believed humans were fragile pests who somehow built ships by accident. The Council's records called them low threat. Their bones broke easily. Their skin tore. Their lungs failed in the wrong air. So why was Mara here? Because the Orion Pact had demanded a public lesson. Earth's colonies had recently refused to surrender mining rights on an asteroid belt rich in rare fuel. The Pact didn't want a war. War cost money. They wanted a shortcut, humiliation broadcast to every world. 1 human. 1 ring. 1 execution. Mara stood in the blue corner as the arena lights washed over her like a cold sunrise. A medic drone hovered nearby, not for healing but for paperwork. That's what the galaxy thought humans were, a small problem that ended quickly. Then the countdown began. 10. Vorak leaned forward, muscles swelling under layered armor plates. His eyes glowed a predator's blue. He was built for killing. His species evolved on a world where survival demanded violence. The pit adored him. 9. Mara exhaled once. Slow. 8. A screen above the arena replayed Vorak's last match. His opponent, a scaled fighter twice Mara's size, had been slammed into the barrier so hard the energy shield flashed red. 7. Mara shifted her feet. Just a little. Like she was adjusting for comfort, not death. 6. In the VIP row, commanders and warlords watched with lazy amusement. They expected a clean end. 5. Mara's hands rose, not into fists, but loose. Ready. 4. Vorak clicked his blades together, a ritual meaning, I will make this fast. 3. The announcer snickered. Humans are famous for courage. Let's see if courage prevents dismemberment. 2. Mara's eyes lifted to Vorak's shoulder joint. Then to his knee. Then to the seam on his left blade arm, where plating overlapped. She wasn't staring at him. She was studying him. 1. The horn screamed. Vorak launched. He crossed the arena like a meteor, sand blasting behind him. 2 blades swung wide in an arc meant to end the fight instantly. The crowd leaned forward, hungry for impact. Mara moved. Not back. Not sideways. Forward. She slipped under the blades with a clean, tight step that looked impossible for someone her size. She passed beneath Vorak's killing arc like she had measured it before the horn even sounded. His strike hit nothing but air. The crowd gasped. Vorak skidded, turning fast, confused for the first time in years. His blades reoriented. His body rotated to crush her. Mara didn't run. She stepped into his range, closer than any sane opponent would go, and drove her palm into the hinge of his left knee. A sharp crack echoed. Not a loud explosion. Not a dramatic shatter. A precise sound. Like a lock snapping. Vorak stumbled. His left leg buckled half an inch. Half an inch was all it took. His balance broke. For the first time, the champion's weight betrayed him. The arena went quiet in the way crowds only go quiet when something they believed was certain suddenly isn't. Vorak roared and swung again, wild now, angry. His blades hammered down like guillotines. He tried to overpower her through pure mass and violence. But Mara wasn't playing his game. She moved like water around falling stone. Each time he struck, she slid to where he wasn't. Each time he tried to corner her, She cut the angle before he understood it existed. A minute passed. That alone was a scandal. Humans weren't supposed to last a minute. Mara's breathing stayed steady. Her face stayed calm. She didn't look heroic. She looked focused. Like someone building something, not destroying it. Then she did something that made the entire pit feel colder. She stopped. Right in front of him. Vorik towered above her, blades raised, chest heaving with rage. He could end her with one clean hit. Mara took one single step forward. Just one. And the energy of the arena changed. It wasn't bravado. It wasn't a taunt. It was a statement. A step that said, I see you. I understand you. And you are not as unstoppable as you think. Vorik hesitated. Just a fraction. Predators didn't hesitate. But he did. Because for the first time, his opponent wasn't afraid. Mara's eyes were calm, almost gentle, like a teacher watching a student about to repeat a mistake. Then she spoke, quiet enough that only the closest microphones picked it up. You've never fought someone who learned how you move, she said. The crowd's translators echoed her words across 50,000 seats. Vorik snarled. You are food. Mara's mouth curved into a small smile. No, she said. I'm the reason rules change. And then she moved again, fast, close, deliberate, reaching not for his face, not for his chest, but for the thin seam along his blade arm plate. The hidden weakness. The one he didn't even know he had. Vorik swung down. Mara turned her shoulder, letting the blade kiss empty air. Sand sprayed. The edge carved a trench deep enough to bury a limb. Aliens cheered, relieved. Finally, the champion looked like himself again. But Mara was already inside his guard. Her hand struck the seam like she was pressing a button. The plate shifted. Vorik's blade arm locked for half a second. Half a second was a lifetime in a fight. Mara twisted her hips and slammed her elbow into the joint. Not with rage. With perfect alignment. A click. A snap. Vorik's left blade dipped, suddenly heavy, suddenly wrong. He stared at it like it had betrayed him. Mara stepped back, controlled, balanced. She didn't chase. She didn't celebrate. That made it worse. The announcer's voice cracked. The champion is damaged. VIP seats began to shift. Serious eyes woke up. Because this wasn't luck. This was design. Vorik charged again, fury taking over strategy. He tried to smash her against the barrier, to end the embarrassment. His right blade swung wide. Mara ran toward him. The crowd shouted, confused. Why would she run into death? Then she dropped low and rolled, not away, under his torso. She came up behind him and struck the back of his knee again. Same spot, same precision. Vorik fell to one knee. The entire arena erupted in disbelief. A human had just forced the galaxy's favorite monster to kneel. Mara's voice carried again, calm in the chaos. I watched your tapes, she said. 73 fights. Same patterns. Same pride. Vorik tried to twist and cut backward, but his left arm still didn't respond properly. It lagged like an injured limb. Mara was already moving. She didn't fight like a brawler. She fought like an engineer. She hit hinges, seams, leverage points. Every strike was a question. What breaks first? Vorik's roar turned into something else. Not confidence. Not dominance. Fear. The crowd saw it in his posture. They saw it in his hesitation. Because if Vorik could be solved like a puzzle, then any champion could. And if humans could solve champions, then humans weren't low threat. Mara backed away again, hands still open. She raised one finger at him, like a warning. I'm not here to kill you, she said. I'm here to prove something. Vorik spat sand and blood. Prove what? Mara's eyes lifted toward the broadcast drones, toward the galaxy watching. That humans don't win by being stronger, she said. We win by learning faster. Then the arena lights flickered. A new signal cut into the pit system. A voice, cold and official, boomed through every speaker. Human contestant Mara Hale is in violation of combat fairness. The crowd murmured. The announcer blinked. What? The voice continued. External assistance detected. Mara didn't look surprised. She looked disappointed. In the VIP seats, a packed commander stood. His face stretched into a smile. Search her, he called. Find the cheating device. Drones dove toward Mara. Mara raised her hands, calm. She turned slightly, letting them scan her. Nothing. No implants. No hidden tech. The drones beeped in confusion. The commander's smile faded. Then the voice changed. Human contestant Mara Hale is ordered to stand down. And the arena's floor plates shifted. Sand dropped away. A trapdoor opened beneath Mara. The galaxy had decided, if she couldn't be beaten fairly, she would be removed unfairly. Mara fell. The crowd screamed. Vorik stared, stunned. For one heartbeat, nobody understood what had happened. Then the pit's lower chamber lit up. Not darkness. A glowing circular platform beneath the arena, ringed with energy coils. A place not meant for fighters. A place meant for executions. Mara landed on one knee, steadying herself. Above her, the commander shouted down. Humans will learn their place. Mara looked up, dust on her shoulder. She smiled again, this time sharp. This, she said softly, was always the plan. And she pressed her palm to the floor. A hidden human symbol flashed, burned into the metal. Not a weapon. A transmitter. The execution platform hummed, and linked to every broadcast drone in the arena. Mara's voice expanded across the galaxy. Hello, she said. My name is Mara Hale. And this is what you do when you're scared of a human. The pit went dead silent. Because now the story wasn't about a fight. It was about a confession. Across the galaxy, people watched the human stand alone on an execution platform and speak like she owned the moment. The packed commander shouted, "Cut the feed." Technicians scrambled. Nothing worked. The human transmitter had hijacked the arena's own broadcast grid. Mara spoke clearly. You called this sport. You called it justice. But the truth is simple, she said. You wanted a human to die on camera so Earth would obey. The crowd shifted uneasily. Some spectators looked away. Others stared harder. Mara continued. You didn't bring me here because I'm weak, she said. You brought me here because you were afraid of what humans become when they're desperate. Above, Vorik slowly limped toward the edge of the open floor, staring down at her like he didn't understand his own world anymore. Mara looked up at him. You were raised to crush, she called. I was raised to adapt. The commander slammed a fist on the VIP railing. Activate the coils. Burn her. The platform's energy coils brightened, ready to fry anything inside. Mara didn't run. Instead, she pulled a small piece of metal from her belt. A simple human object. A coin. She flicked it into the air. The coin hit the coil's field and sparked, creating a tiny distortion. Tiny, but enough. Because humans didn't always win with big power. Sometimes they won with small gaps. Mara stepped into the distortion, right as the coils fired. The energy blasted the platform. The crowd screamed. But Mara stood in a narrow safe pocket, inches away from death, protected by the tiniest field error. And she smiled like she had predicted it. Then she spoke again. You've spent thousands of years perfecting weapons, she said. Humans spent thousands of years perfecting mistakes. The commander shouted again. Kill her. More power surged. Mara moved with the rhythm of the coils, stepping between lethal pulses like a dancer crossing lightning. And as she moved, she kept speaking. This arena is a symbol, she said. So we decided to use your symbol against you. The broadcast drones zoomed in. On Mara's wrist, a faint mark glowed. Not an implant. A tattoo with conductive ink. A human trick. The arena's own signal bounced off it, amplifying her words. The commander's face turned pale. Because he finally understood. Mara hadn't come here to win a fight. She had come to win the story. To show the galaxy who the real monsters were. To show the colonies that Earth would not kneel. Then the air above the platform shimmered. A human ship signature appeared on sensors. Not one ship. Many. Hidden in the gas giant's magnetic storms, waiting for the right moment. The crowd panicked. VIP guards raised weapons. The commander screamed, "Human fleet detected. Blockade now." But it was too late. Because the entire galaxy was already watching. Mara looked up at the camera. "We're not here to conquer," she said. "We're here to remind you, you don't get to decide our worth." Behind her, the execution coils overloaded. Human code had slipped into their control, through the transmitter, through the tattoo ink, through every little system the Pact assumed was safe. The platform's lights flared. A shockwave rippled through the arena's energy shield. Not enough to destroy it. Enough to interrupt it. For 5 seconds, the arena's barrier flickered. For 5 seconds, the pit wasn't sealed. And that was all humans needed. A human drop team slammed into the arena like thunder, landing between the VIP seats and the fighter's ring. They didn't fire wildly. They moved with precision. Disabling weapons. Cutting power. Locking exits. The Pact guards froze. Because the humans didn't look like weak pests. They looked like soldiers who had trained for this exact moment. The commander staggered back. "This is an invasion," he shouted. Mara's voice came through the speakers, calmer than ever. "No," she said. "This is accountability." Vorik stood at the edge of the broken floor, staring at the humans flooding the arena. His instinct screamed to kill. But something inside him hesitated. Because he remembered her step. That single step forward. It hadn't been fear. It had been control. Vorik's left blade arm still lagged. The joint still burned. His pride felt bruised worse than his body. He looked down again. Mara climbed up from the execution platform as humans helped her, not carrying her, not treating her like fragile cargo. Treating her like a leader. The crowd watched with strange silence. These aliens had come for blood. And now they were seeing something rarer. Courage without cruelty. The Pact commander was grabbed by human soldiers and forced to his knees. He spat. "You'll be wiped out. You're nothing but animals." Mara stepped in front of him. She didn't hit him. She didn't scream. She just spoke. "Humans are animals," she said. "That's true. We're the kind that survived ice ages with fire and stories." The commander laughed bitterly. "Your kind loses wars." Mara nodded. "Yes. We do." The crowd blinked at her honesty. Then she added, "But we learn." She pointed to the arena. "You made this place to teach fear," she said. "So we studied it. We learned your champions. Your tech. Your greed." She turned to the broadcast drones. "And we learned your weakness," she said. "You can't resist watching." The audience felt that line in their bones. Because it was true. They were still watching. Even now. Mara faced Vorik. He expected mockery. Instead she said, "You were used." Vorik's mandibles twitched. No one had ever said that to him. He was the weapon. The legend. The bone harvest. But she looked at him like he was also a prisoner. "You can still choose," Mara told him. Vorik's eyes flicked to the commander. To the VIPs. To the crowd. His whole life had been a cage made of applause. Then the commander shouted, desperate, "Champion! Kill her! Kill them all!" Vorik looked at Mara again. And then, slowly, he lowered his blades. The arena exploded in shocked noise. A champion had refused an order. Vorik spoke, voice rough. "They promised me glory," he said. "But they fed me shame." Mara nodded. "Then take your first real victory," she said. "Choose for yourself." Vorik turned toward the commander. And for the first time, the monster wasn't aiming at the weak. He was aiming at the powerful. The Pact commander tried to crawl away. He didn't get far. Vorik stepped in front of him like a wall. The commander shook. "You can't." Vorik's voice was quiet. "I can." He didn't kill him. That surprised everyone. Instead, he raised his blade and carved the commander's rank symbol off his armor, clean and humiliating. Then he threw it into the sand. A message. "Your power is not eternal." Mara looked to the crowd and spoke into the broadcast one last time. "This is what humans do," she said. "We don't always win the first time. But we keep showing up. We keep learning. We keep stepping forward." The crowd didn't cheer. Not yet. They were too stunned. But across distant worlds, humans watching from colonies and ships stood taller. Because they saw it. Not a perfect hero. A human who refused to be erased. The Orion Pact couldn't spin this as a clean execution anymore. The galaxy had seen the trapdoor. The cheating accusation. The attempt to burn a prisoner alive. And the galaxy had seen a human turn it into truth. Later, when diplomats demanded answers, the Pact tried to threaten Earth again. But Earth had already changed the game. They released the full arena footage, uncut, translated into 1,000 languages. They sent it to every system, every school, every military academy, every arena. And wherever it played, the same thought spread like wildfire. If humans could outthink a champion, if humans could hijack a coliseum, if humans could turn their own near-death into a weapon, then humans weren't weak. They were dangerous in the most terrifying way. Because they didn't need to be bigger. They just needed time to understand. And once they understood, they stepped forward.